Hi there, and welcome to our review of the Week 1 race for our Zwift Club 2025, and also a little bit of information about the racing that we have ahead for you, in particular the head-to-head races, which will be starting from next week. Before we do that, we just want to say thank you to all those at Triathlon Northwest who've helped organise this. And of course, as we love to do, thank you to our sponsors TriFit and in particular Rixo Recovery this week. And the reason that we're especially thanking Rixo Recovery is because they've been generous to support all of those taking part in the racing in January of this year. Their exclusive offer to us is that for anyone ordering over £50 worth of kit from Rixo Recovery, then you get 15% off your offer plus free UK shipping and a recovery consultation with a pro team member worth 200 quid. So some of you were racing pretty hard this week. You'll probably need to recover, and Rixo are there and available to help you with that. Hopefully set up your 2025 season and keep you free of injuries. How do you benefit from this? Well, you go to rixo.com and you complete the recovery quiz. And then once you've got the results, you email those results to hello@rixo.com and you reference in that email that you are part of the 2025 Zwift Racing Series. That will unlock for you a discount code and you'll benefit from this offer and that very generous offer of a consultation. This is just for January, so please do support our sponsor, and if it helps you with being injury free for the year, then that's great too. So, week 1 initial results, and these are just initial results, and I'll explain why in a second. So, we had about 218 riders taking part in either the Tuesday or the Wednesday race, or both, in the case of some particularly keen athletes. And just for comparison, in 2024, which was then our biggest ever year, we had 125 riders in the first race, so already a big leap up. If that is indicative, and if the race series grows in the same way that it did during last season, then we'll be in the region of 500 or 600 riders competing in the grand finale, so that would be exciting. Week 1 enables us to create the seedings, which enables us then to create the head-to-head races and the leagues that enable this, and we've done that as a result of your efforts on week 1. The results, however, are provisional. I'm not going to get too into sharing those results at this stage because we have yet to completely confirm the club memberships, the male and female gender allocations and the age allocations which affect the points. One point that I would emphasize to you at this stage: if you are racing, you are likely to have a Zwift username, and for some people that Zwift username bears little or indeed in some cases no relationship to your actual name. Also, for some riders, they fail to put in brackets after their name the club that they are a member of, and that makes those of us doing the scoring, both myself and the captains, it makes our job a lot trickier. So as you can see on this slide here, this is part of someone's YouTube video as they videoed the A race on Tuesday of this week. You'll see that some of these riders on here, pretty much all of them, have helpfully got their name, which is their name, and in brackets they've got the club that they belong to afterwards, or at least some initials that give us a pretty good clue as to who they are racing for. Please do try to make sure you've got that in your Zwift username if you possibly can. However, even with those provisional results, what we can see is that Rochdale, Bolton, Wyre and Mersey had a very strong first week performance, and that has given them some points, it's given them some seedings, and it's helped us make up the league teams. A couple of things to notice here: Rochdale, last year's winners, and indeed the year before's winners, so we're not surprised there. Mersey, this was their first outing in the series, so to see such a strong performance from them encourages us that we'll have some pretty tight racing. And Wyre, well, I know last year they were a bit disappointed they didn't make a good showing in the first week. They were much stronger this year, so we're expecting a big challenge from Wyre in the series. Bolton also much stronger than they were in the week before, the year before I should say. So not only is it about the racing, not only is it about doing the best you can and representing your club as well as you can, but it's about you improving. And some people certainly improved during this weekend. It doesn't matter where you start from. If these races help you increase your performance, your cycling performance, your FTP, your functional threshold power as we say, then so much the better. Some people absolutely smashed their FTP this week with, in some cases, up to a 40 watt increase in FTP, which is frankly ridiculous. We know of at least 15 riders who increased their FTP during the first week of racing, which is astonishing. It either means some of you were just not trying previously, but it may be just the competition helps you. It may also be the type of course we set, and I'll explain a little bit more why we did that a little bit later on. So please do share any results, any achievements that you have. Either share them with your captains, comment in the YouTube videos, get in touch however you can, and just let us know how you've enjoyed the series, any comments you've got, and how you've got on. So that first week enabled us to set the leagues for the head-to-head races. So we now have 2 leagues, and those leagues will form the basis for what races will take part over the next 5 weeks. And as you can see, we've got a League A, Bolton, Rochdale, Preston, Troy, Lakeland, Total, and Serpentine. Welcome to Serpentine. This is your first year in this series, and Serpentine are a part of an innovation this year, which is that they are based outside the Northwest, and for the first time we in the Northwest have invited some clubs outside to take part. Serpentine, you're really welcome. I hope you enjoy the series. League B, Wyre, Chester, Chorley, Trident, another out of Northwest Region club, Mersey, we know it's your first season here and a very strong first week performance, so looking forward to seeing how you guys get on. And then the Barbarians. Let me explain a little bit about them. The Barbarians is a new innovation, Paul McIntyre's idea, as the captain of Nantwich, and we're really pleased to try this out and hopefully it will work. What we've found in previous years is that some clubs can't really be confident that they can put teams out every single week, and they don't want to let us down by missing out a week, which would create a tremendous problem. So what we've done is, for those clubs who feel a bit nervous about whether they could do that, we've created the Barbarians, which is a collaboration. Primarily it's Nantwich, Knutsford, Macclesfield and Rossendale clubs who are making up the Barbarians. But here's the point: if any of you who do not have a club that's competing week to week, but you want to take part in 1 or 2 races, then you can join the Barbarians and you can race, and your racing can count. So if you want to do that, get in touch either through the YouTube channel, or get in touch with us in any way that you can, and hopefully you can get in touch with Paul and he'll help coordinate you be part of the Barbarians for this series. How do the head-to-head races work? Well, we're starting this year week commencing 27th of January, and in the head-to-head races each club that's participating forms teams of 6. And so that will mean that, for example, if you've got a club like Rochdale, who can sometimes turn up with 30 riders in their team, then they will make up 5 teams of 6 that will race, and they'll have an A team, a B team, a C team, a D team, and so on. And they'll form that for each individual week. Where possible, when you're making up the teams, we like to have at least 1 over 50 rider in every team, and we like to have both male and female racers represented in every team. The reason for that is because we're not just about getting the best riders in the A teams. We're about cooperation and collaboration. We're about getting together with other members and encouraging people to improve their performances together. We're not too fixated about these rules, so if it's impossible, it's impossible. And if you can't make up exact teams of 6, we're perfectly happy to have a couple of teams of 6 and then a team of 4 racing for your club on any given week. The other key point is it doesn't mean that the teams have to be exactly the same every week. If your A team is made up of 6 particular riders on week 2, there can be 6 completely different riders in your A team on week 3 if that's what you want to do. It doesn't matter to us, as long as you make up the teams entirely within your club how you want to do that. So you could have someone who races in your B team in week 2, and they might be racing in your A team in week 3. That's fine by us. It doesn't matter to us at all, and doesn't matter to the scoring. What we do say is that your team should be announced before the race starts. And by announce, what we mean is that one team captain should share that information with the other team captain. That's just to stop people fiddling around with their teams to make sure that they get the best possible score after they've seen the race results. So please do help your captain by communicating early and quickly that you're going to take part, so that they can make the teams up within your club. Now, while speed counts, of course, and the faster riders do score better, the number of riders has a massive impact on how well your club and your team does. Everyone completing the 10-mile course counts, and their score counts. So it's crucial that you make sure that you get as many people from your club involved. Typically for us, involvement around some clubs in particular will grow as the series continues, and that's absolutely fine. So we've got people joining on week 3 and week 4 and week 5, and that's absolutely fine. Even if you join at the very last week for the first time, you will add to your club's performance. So build on that, and the numbers count. We are all here about having fun, and we're about emphasising involvement. The more, the merrier, we hope. The captains will coordinate, and they will choose the best day of the week and time for each of the head-to-head races. This is an innovation that we have to make it as easy for your club to take part as possible. So if, for example, you have a club night on a Tuesday, which means that you're all off on a running session together, or you're in the pool together or something like that, and it's better off for you to race on a Wednesday or Thursday, then your captain will liaise with the opposing team's captain to try and organise the best week. Obviously there's a bit of compromise involved, but that's to give you the best chance of getting the most riders to take part. And on each week you will race on a course or a route which is chosen by the home team captain. Now, we chose a particularly hard route, a particularly hilly route for week 1. There was a reason for that, and that was because we were racing on 2 separate days, and so we needed not so much drafting to be crucial, but we needed watts per kilo to be crucial in terms of how people finished. However, when it comes to the head-to-head races, you've got one race in the week. Captains will tend to choose a course that suits them. They may choose a very flat course so that people get together in groups, they draft together, and then it becomes a big sprint at the end. Or they may choose quite hilly courses because they think that their riders have got the best watts per kilo. It's up to the home team captain. Sometimes there's some controversial choices, but we'll see how that goes. That's all part of the fun. And I'll be helping the captains make sure they know how to set up those events. There's a video in the WhatsApp group for how you join the events, but any confusion, then speak to your captain. So the outline race schedule, don't need to memorise this. We'll be reminding people every week of what the fixtures are about. But as you can see, in the League A on the left and in League B on the right, Bolton will race, depending on various weeks, they'll race all of the other clubs in their league. When we've finished those 5 head-to-head races, then there will be a semi-final where everybody in League A will race everyone in League A, and everyone in League B will race everyone else in League B in a semi-final, and then there's a grand finale where it's all in and everyone races, and that can be mayhem. That can be 300 or 400 riders taking part. It's a great deal of fun, but it is chaos. So by then, hopefully, we'll get our scoring system very, very well organised, and we'll know who all the riders, or the majority of riders, are, and that'll help us. So for the first in the head-to-head series, that's week 2 of our overall race series, and starts the week 27th of January, Monday the 27th. We've got in League A, we've got Bolton at home to Total. We've got Preston at home to Serpentine, your first head-to-head race, Serpentine, so we hope you enjoy that. And we've got Tri-Lakeland, we've got a tough home fixture against last year's winners, Rochdale. In League B, we've got the improving Wire team, and they've got an out-of-region Trident. It's their first season, so look forward to that. Chorley will be hosting Mersey, again Mersey's first season in this, so look forward to seeing how that goes. And then the new Barbarians Club will be racing Chester in week 1. It just remains for me to wish you all the very best of luck. Hope you enjoy it, and look forward to sharing the results with you as soon as we've seen your racing. Good luck.